Not that impressive. I think like this is probably one of the bottom teams.
I agree.
You said you had high hopes. That means you top 6.
That does not mean top 6. I'm just hoping.
High hopes means they might win a game out of a best of 3, you know?
Thank you, partner.
It's like, he's comparing them to themselves, not to Secret.
Henrik, they have different standards in it. But high hopes just means like we'll survive for 20 minutes.
It means they'll give it their 100%, even if they get last place, you know? We give out participation awards.
I got my Christmas socks and you guys are just bullying me.
Well, I was going to mention these socks, by the way. I don't know if we can get a close-up. We can't get a close-up right now. But unfortunately, I think you should put those on like Cafe Press or something, one of those marketplaces. Fogged socks.
Well, they're actually not mine.
I'd buy them.
They're Kyle's.
Are they really?
He lent them to me.
Okay.
Right. So Kyle's stolen socks.com.
Socks and they don't match what I'm wearing whatsoever.
They are amazing though. Who knew? We're only 6 weeks away from Christmas.
Oh, really?
Is it really 6 weeks?
There we go. Yeah, Halloween's passed.
I don't even know where I am or what day it is.
I don't know what it is. Anyway,
for 7 weeks.
Draft is underway. Good news. Good news, people! The draft is underway with some initial bans, which aren't all that out there, although there is a brood ban early on.
This is where we find out we don't know anything about these teams that they've been scrimming for the past couple.
I mean, I thought it was interesting. I wrote this down because I watched a lot of the minor as well, and obviously you were there. The popular openings were very similar. They haven't really changed all that much. We've seen a lot of CM Tiny, Tree Phoenix, I suppose is a little bit out there, but not that out there. Ogre Lena, Ogre Weaver, CM Weaver, Axe Silencer, Tiny Phoenix. Felt kind of similar to Ham, but it didn't seem that much out there, did it? We're not seeing anything crazy.
The bans changed a little bit, though. I saw teams banning PL, TB, Morphin the first 3. So they were just like, screw the carry heroes, we're going for like team fight and just lane dominance, and then it would be like an Alchemist last pick majority of the games or something like that. So there's some adaptation. I think Tiny is still one of the most absurd heroes. It won all 5 games of the finals at the minor, and it might make it through again.
You still feel, is it flexibility? Is it because they can move it around now?
It's everything with that hero. It's so good at everything.
Yeah.
It's a problem. You can play it support or core, or you can play it mid if you want, or safe lane or off lane, and it just gives so much strong laning presence with like 100 damage versus 60 against most heroes, and then you got that massive burst on a 14-second cooldown and just a crazy hero, and he scales pretty well as well.
Yeah.
They didn't ban, so J.Storm did not ban Secret's Morphling, but there's also a Terrorblade in the pool.
And there's an IO.
And there is an IO, that's true.
IO? Do they want to pick it up?
If they IO,
see, we saw this at the minor as well, where a team actually didn't ban out the IO. The other team let it through first pick. No, sorry, they picked it first pick, and then they added the gyro next to it at 4.
Yeah.
Team Secret.
I thought it would just get banned in the 3rd, 4th. I mean,
there it is.
He's just going to take Morphling 100% in this game.
And there's some more facts, okay. So now do they go IO gyro?
I mean, do you want to play the gyro into the Morph?
Not really. I mean, it's partly why they've picked the Morph, isn't it?
We saw it beat the Morph a couple times. You just have to have an explosive start. And I think it was Vici was the team that was doing that, right? It was Paparazzi. They were just kind of... They looked like the best IO gyro.
Royal never give up as well, did IO gyro, I think, at the minor.
Yeah, but they didn't look the hottest. No. And Navi had strategies.
I think it was literally just because it was there and they were like, oh, crap, we have to take it, otherwise they'll take it. It's kind of one of those like, well, we'll pick that to ban it.
I don't feel you need to do it anymore, honestly.
Do you not feel like it's a strong...
Wisp is a hero. If you look back, this hero is like so many heroes you can compare with, but still people just, it's like only Wisp gyro right now. Always.
Yeah.
Like there's so many heroes you can play with Wisp. But yeah, to just go back to the easy, safe hero. It gives that little 15 talent, obviously that's crazier than this guy.
I think there's, it's your first game of the tournament. Let's go with a kind of staple strat. What we know.
Yeah.
It's comfort. You're versing Secret. You probably know your underdogs. Go with a comfort strat. You get completely blown away, then maybe game 2 you bring out something a bit cheesier.
I love Secret already, though. I love
just
playing the Morphling.
Just going back to your first round picks, because first round bans, because you did mention that PL is getting banned first round now. Why?
Everyone hates. All the pros hate playing versus that hero, right? And it's
Is it kind of to block other things?
It's so you can, if you want to get away with like the Terrorblade and these like hard carries, like Morphling. Like Morphling hates playing versus PL. TB hates playing versus PL. The super hard carries don't like playing.
And Enigma is that's just a continuing thing, isn't it? We sometimes see it come through that first phase, sometimes it gets to second phase. It picked pretty much everywhere.
I think it seems like pretty top tier right now because you can play it in the 4 position, the 3 position. You get countered by these silencers and whatnot. I mean, silencers also really banned this game. Yeah, so silencers banned. It's just so strong and hard to deal with Enigma because of how strong of a laner it is and how much it just wins the late game with Black Hole.
Also, secret give respect to Milan or J.Storm. They banned the Shadow Demon. I mean, that's literally Milan's like absolute best hero. He crushes pub games. He crushes games. That's interesting, but it's because they have like the Morphling and the Axe. Like, it's a hard save versus Axe when he has Blade Mail. It's save one of your allies, and it just throughout this stages.
Tiny man, so comes out a bit later. Wasn't picked first stage since both teams had, you know, kind of clear open as they wanted.
Yeah, most picked and banned at the DreamHack minor a week ago. Inside that top 10 as well, by the way. Also the CM, which is weird, a little bit weird because we didn't really see it as much as we thought we were going to see it at Hamburg the week before.
Oh, a couple. I think Secret ran it a few times.
But it wasn't as popular as we thought it was going to be. Wyvern as well actually kind of disappeared a little bit, didn't it, at Hamburg, and again popped back in at DreamHack. Second round ban here.
CM still feels kind of weak to me. I'm surprised it was getting first 2 picked personally at Dream League. I think it's okay to get like here.
You're talking about the Wyvern?
CM.
Oh, the CM. Yeah,
like here you can pick CM because all the other better supports are banned. Like Wyvern, Silencer, Bane, like Shadow Demon, like
Lenogo available.
Yeah. I like it when you have just when you see like you have 3 hard spammers and you 4 pick a Crystal Maiden or something. Just like, oh damn, they have like CM, Lina, like CM, a Tiny, like any of these heroes that just get boosted up that much more in the early game.
This looks like, as you mentioned, feels like any of these teams definitely want to pick up an Ogre. We see that a lot where you just buff your main carry. Morphling and really likes this. So I'm going to see an Ogre. No Phoenix ban either. Not the greatest against Morphling and because they hit so fast. But
I like the Lina ban. I think we saw a lot of Morphlings get a little, I guess the word would be exposed. Sitting too low on HP, just getting Lagooned.
Yeah, we saw that many times at the minor.
Yeah. People, you just don't expect this Aether Lens or this cast range talent on the Lina a lot of time.
Yep, sir. Earthshaker makes a lot of sense. That guy is a god. And against the Wisp, always tethered to Gyro, you can just slam that guy pretty easily because you always want to group up.
You guys think we'll see the Axe's support or core this game?
Not too sure. I think it might just be core. Now they have a Shaker to at least like fissure block the lane if they want, and we're gonna see. I mean, that lane is gonna be literally just manipulation of the right. They're gonna be cutting the creep waves and all that. Io Gyro is actually one of the betters though. Yeah, Axe when he's cutting, you're speedy, so you actually catch him a lot of times and get several kills.
Yeah, but then you have the Earthshaker that can just block them off easily.
Yeah.
So I think it's Axe core as well. I don't think you want Earthshaker Axe in support. Doesn't sound the greatest. But you never know when it's puppy.
Yeah, that's kind of why I asked as well. And it's the Axe as a 5 kind of started because this hero does, Axe secure your carries farm pretty well. You just run at people with Battle Hunger and Spin, start right clicking them.
Morphling support.
No, just let Nisha always play. Honestly, that guy's like the best one.
The guys in the J.Storm room have probably heard us and they're like, what are they talking about? More support.
Okay.
Undying. Okay.
This is one of the better heroes that we've seen picked to deal with the Axe, and if he's lane versus him, doesn't lane versus him right. You really like this hero.
I love Undying. This hero is just crazy when you don't have the right heroes to deal with it. From a position 5 support can do so much, and really like J.Storm's lineup right now. It's the kind of lineup they need to be able to beat Secret. The strong laners can just snowball the game, and J.Storm is not. They don't have weak players, so if they do get that good start, they can just snowball the game.
Are you concerned at all that they have no lockdown for the Morphling on their 2 supports?
That'll be a problem, but
that's probably one thing I'm looking at.
Address it. I'm sure. They're professionals at a major. Know what you're doing.
They want something that can hit them. Right now they only have Morph's pretty decent at it, but you don't want him focusing the whole time on that. Probably secondary hero.
Very interesting.
Like the Weaver type heroes that could work. I think that would be like Weavers, Maranas. Clinxes against the Eye could be good. But again, you're getting this with Morphling. So yeah, okay, Weaver.
Again, no disables.
Yeah.
Now Weaver and Morphling that are going to be skittering and waveforming and running through the fights without being controlled whatsoever. J.Storm, they really need lockdown on this thing.
Yeah. This kind of raises the question of how Secret are going to lane this once again and play like some of these heroes in different roles. Like, is Weaver going to be a support? Is Axe going to be a support or a core? It's still very much up in the air what Secret can do with this.
Looks like Axe Shakers Weaver off, but we have seen Weaver now a couple of times lately.
They also have this 3-4 swap thing going on in the team.
They do.
But if they go Weaver support, I feel like it's a little bit too slow this game.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of usually go the Axe on Weaver, but it will take too long. There they get a little bit locked down.
It's still not that insta stun. Like most Morphlings try to get like a morph strength off before the center stun hits.
Yep.
Yeah, if they're ready, if they're expecting it, which they should always be alert in the major, you would expect.
How's that lane though? If it is Axe Morphling, Centaur Undying, that sounds pretty good for J.Storm right now if they can get that lane set up.
Yeah, you just get them to low health and you double edge them.
Yeah.
One-shot them.
Double edge full rip, level 2. Strength. So I think Secret's probably going to try to dodge that matchup.
The other lane is not that easy either.
No, not actually.
It feels like the only way J.Storm can win a matchup like this is if you need a good laning stage. If you have a bad laning stage, you're not going to beat Team Secret. No way. But they do pick the very strong laners right now. I wouldn't mind if you just went all in with like a Dragon Knight or something.
One of the go-tos for me when I see IO Gyro. Throw down the rum. Gyro can't. The flak is mitigated. Great catch.
What do they want for mid now they ban Kunkka? I'll get Moran.
Moran on the other side. Okay.
Not crazy about Moran.
Comfort hero for Bryle's probably part of it.
Yeah. I like the other 4 heroes though. If they get the lane setups.
So, yeah, I mean, the one thing is very easy to read. So, Team Secret should know what kind of lanes are coming their way. I guess you don't know which side lane's going where if you're trying to dodge this Undying Centaur lane. And they're gonna last pick Monkey King.
Oh, that's mid one's hero. He just loves this hero.
Wonder if they're gonna be trying to put him against like this Centaur Undying. It doesn't necessarily sound amazing, even for a Monkey King against those 2 melee bruisers.
Oh, he's gonna get.
I think it's gonna be Nisha mid though, right? With the Morphling.
Yeah, it's an Axe puppy.
Yeah.
Puppy Axe.
Yeah, they could do that, I guess.
I think it's.
But I think Monkey actually loses even against the Centaur Undying.
Yeah, he loses badly for sure.
It's definitely. I like J.Storm's laning phase. That set it up. If they can get those matchups, a bit greedy, but.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some predictions, Henrik.
Do I have to start?
Yeah. You're a god.
You got everything.
This is easy.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm always right, so easy Secret, of course. Even though they got a little bit weaker lane, they're gonna come back mid-game as soon as Yapcha gets the dagger.
Okay, gods.
I'm going Secret too. I don't think they have enough control to deal with Morphling, Weaver. Like, I like Secret's draft a little bit better, even though it's greedy.
Fog, this is super easy for you. 2 very expert analysis, high-level analysis have both gone for Secret. Who are you going for? I set it up, but I kind of got away there anyway.
I like J.Storm's lane setup and everything, but I'm 100% agreement with Gods. I think Weaver as well as Morphling, they're too elusive. I think at one point, if they get too farmed, he's going to turn into the gyrocopter and he's going to flak off of the tombstone and kill probably everyone.
All right, okay. There's the predictions then. Let's bring in our commentary team for game number 1 and say good morning, gents. How are you doing?
We're doing amazing, Red. We were actually just sitting here watching the draft unfold, and Kyle was hoping the entire panel would go with Team Secret so he could tell them all they were wrong.
Perfect. What a great start to the day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching my boys in J.Storm take this. And,
okay, and I hope.
Yeah, maybe I'll
Please,
swap
Kyle.
places with Bulldog right after the cast so you have some real.
Yep. Could do some 1v1 with Bulldog and you. That's fine.
Well, that didn't go so well for me last time.
This
No.
guy's clueless, honestly.
We'll see. Hey, look,
Guys, take it. It's all yours. Take it.
All right. Well,
It's
I'm Toby One. I'm here with Clueless. Our first series of the day. Of course, we were talking about the draft at the very beginning, and the second you saw the IO Gyro come together, you were just like, oh, they've messed it up.
So I think Secret won the opener really hard, but at the same time, J.Storm, when you play them and you first pick Wisp, you're going to expect the enemy side to first will morph. They were okay with that. They went for the Gyro anyway, and I really like their second phase. I think if they play this game fast enough, there's not enough tower pressure and tempo on Secret to be able to starve a map against the high mobility. Like every hero on J.Storm can play fast.
But that's also the picks, right, of Team Secret. You're mentioning it during the drafting phase. Like they've kind of doubled down. Like they went in with the Weaver, they went in with the ES as well. Like it's just really the tempo that Team Secret wanted to have. Like to actually give J.Storm the space for the IO and Gyro to be a proper combination.
I think they're fine with it. This is just their style. They like to play greedy. They usually run. They're the only team I've seen able to play Earthshaker properly with a hard 5 like melee hero. And I think Puppy's axe is probably the best axe in the world right now as far as support position. And Zai's gonna go for that like build up item into Ags build. And if they get to that timing, Blink Axe, Weaver Ags, all of a sudden the J.Storm burst combo of like Centaur stun into Mirana are like they have no real method of bursting anymore, and that's when they start to lose fights.
Looks like the rune's gonna be nicely split out, no issues there, even though March was having a little bit of a tussle with mid one on the bottom lane. Should also mention the fact that Nisha is taking that Morphling towards the mid, and there's mid one taking the Monkey King down towards the south lane.
This is a tough matchup for Mirana. It's deceptive because in the previous iterations of Dota, you'd expect a Mirana to win the lane, but since Harass is no longer a viable option to win lanes, the 15 base damage or so advantage that Morphling has, actually it's just 12. That's very significant, and Nisha's Morph is one of the best.
Did you want to actually explain that one? Why Harass is no longer the way to win a game?
Well, you just bury yourself regen, and it's significantly more difficult to gank mid because it just doesn't happen anymore because there isn't as much value on kills. You need to stay in lanes. Every side lane is 2v2. You can't afford to go gank mid, and if you're missing, like really, what are you going to be doing?
Yeah. And Puppy has to be a little careful down here on the bottom lane. He's got Forever March looking to have a little bit of fun. I'm only saying that because Puppy's losing some life with the continuous decay. But Forev, he doesn't have enough damage. He actually went over towards mid one instead, but they're a little bit split up. But very aggressive with this lane from Forever March.
Yep, I like how they're playing. If you're an Undying Centaur against a Monkey King, you need to play like this. You can't allow Monkey to just get Jingu stacks and out-harass you over time. Just spam your mana, use the mangoes, and try and find that first blood.
Meanwhile, up on top lane, like Moo and Millen, they've also been getting hit pretty heavily, but that's the reason why there's so much consumables on this top lane. It's so difficult for Zai to harass out of the lane. You've already got Yapsaw pulling the creep wave a long way down, but that's not stopping Zai from going in deep. Homing Missile will chase him, and Zai is on the run. He should be okay. Nope, not with the Rocket Barrage. The damage is up in there. Okay. And thanks to the Whisper Balls, they have the damage, and J.Storm fill the first blood.
Thing is, they also got an entire wave denied behind tower, so that's nice. Zai with a bit of an overstep, but at the same time, like that top lane is a trade, and that's just an example of how kills are a bit less meaningful now. And you look mid, as you can see, Nisha's taking a lot of harass damage, but he's winning the lane pretty hard.
I'm loving watching this bottom lane too. Like mid one keeps getting up to 3 hits onto either March or Forev, but he never actually cracks the 4. The Jingu Mastery, like they're just taking it in turns to harass out the Monkey King.
Yeah, this is okay if you're Secret. You want to just have a static laning phase and get all your core items online. You don't win this phase of the game, but once the mid game hits, you start to get some ground.
Happening again. Yapsaw's there for the pull. He's just waiting up on top lane. No matter how aggressive they want to get on the bottom, it's just disrupting up Niln as well as Moo. And what can they even do to really stop this?
Not much. Yeah, I like what they're doing here though, stacking the hard camp and maybe try and pull that when the next wave comes through. But this is a really nice way to play with the Weaver. Shaker doesn't offer much in lane as a boots first hero, especially with no regen. But Weaver is perfectly fine. Just 1v2, getting what he can and getting that XP advantage, which is going to render him incapable of dying against a Whisper Arrow.
Yeah. It's also always nice. March, yeah, you're in very, very deep back behind the tower. A lot of damage coming into him. And when the battle hunger, Poppy can finish the job. No real problem for him there. Just finding himself in no man's land.
Well, he was trying to feed himself to the tier 2. Gives a little bit of gold, but no XP, which is really the currency that matters in the early game. After Ice Frog changed death to newts to 26 second respawn timer. Now everyone just feeds the towers instead. So nice play from Puppy though, because it's all about that XP.
Yep. You can see it coming. He's going to chase down March as well, looking for that bottom rune. It will be the illusion, but they're going to find the kill as mid-1 bounces forward. March trapped inside the river with the Jingu. He's got a lot of life to work with, however, as well. So tick charges for Rev will come in to help him out. So Puppy just steals the room. Nice slap down March. He knows he's so low. They chop him down. The Quelling Blade was available from Forev. So he locks in mid-1. The stuns continue, and they're actually going to kill off mid-1. He thought he could find the kill, but it won't happen.
That was really well played by Forev, and that's what you got to do against mid-1's Monkey King. One of the best in the world. You got to be willing to find those trees and cut them down, because you can do that once, as you can see. It's an automatic kill. That's a 4-second self-stun.
March dies again. He was actually back at the tier 2 tower. Slap downs there for Rev. On the run out. There's no call control from the Axe, but it won't matter. Well, actually, maybe it will. The double hoof stomp for Rev. Back underneath the tower. He's low, but he'll also have the shrine up in 7 seconds time, but so are the bounty runes. A lot of these are going to go to Team Secret. They're already looking to take the ones up on top too. YapzOr's got Fissure in 1 second time. It's a little bit too long for him. Now he'll drop it. He's already found the bounty rune. Millen may keep the chase going with the Whisper Ball. Zion YapzOr, they're sharing the load. One quick totem stop, but Moon needs to move away. Down towards the shrine. He does not get there in time. And so they'll be up to Zai to hit in towards Moo.
Just to note, one thing Secret did just before that was really just demonstrates why they're a tier 1 team at the moment. You don't really care so much about kills until TPs are on cooldown. So when March TP's bottom, that's 80 seconds he won't be able to return to the lane. That's when you start hunting him aggressively. He had to walk all the way back bottom. That's a free wave of farm and XP for your Monkey King, and a ton of pressure onto the center. Checking out mid lane, Nisha is expected.
Call on bottom, Forev. Okay, Puppy doesn't want to hang around to keep going on that. But Nisha in the mid, you're talking about chasing after Bryle.
You're so close to taking out Bryle. Really well played. He immediately morphed, triple leaped in, juked the arrow, and then almost lands that kill. And the part of the difficulty playing against the Morphling is once he funnels himself regen, he'll be fully free.
Amazing too, just how long this control is happening from Team Secret. They took the 5-minute runes and then instantly control up to 6 minutes. The Tombstone will be dropped down mid-1. One more or 2 more hits onto March, and there's your control. Slap down, even clipping Forev in the back line. They can clean up the Tombstone. And Nisha has the double damage rune, looking to actually go on to Bryle underneath the tower. No, he's not going to hit it too hard. Only got the 4 stick charges, or maybe? No, it's still too risky to come that close to the tower. Even with his strength morphing, he's not going to take the risk. Oh, say again. Nisha, extra help. One person is all he needed. And YapzOr came in from the side. Risk worth taking.
Nisha, I've been talking with a lot of players. This is very much a Morphling PL Terrorblade patch. The carry players that love that are going to be successful, and those are probably 3 of Nisha's best heroes. His morph is nuts, and as you can see, he has no problem playing on 1 HP. And it's nice play.
It's just so crazy low. Like, that had to be so enticing as well. For Bryle just to sit there and go, okay, I can take this. But that's that movement coming in. Bottom lane, mid-1 has to make a break for the tree line, but luckily he's Monkey King. So no way J.Storm can keep the control on him. But YapzOr's moving again. He's going to be down here with Poppy. So they're ready to fight. If Forev as well as March want to stay aggressive, they've got no Observer Wards to keep an eye out for this one. They just need YapzOr's Fissure to get that blocking control. They're able to find it as well. Centaur Stomp will be out, but so is the Moonlight Shadow. Into the Invis and away to safety for J.Storm. And in fact, even a rotation. Bryle's hanging around near the top as Moon. As well as Millen. They can go after Zai. Weaver donked on the head by the homing missile, but with actually the arrow, yep, it'll connect. No dust available, but they just wait for the Shikuchi to be on cooldown. Then no more to work with.
They have major morphling problems though. Nisha doubling up the CS of Bryle along with equaling his CS and denies. This is something you're not prepared for as a team like J.Storm. You're coming from the NA qualifiers, right? There's no team that is confident running this against you. You don't think a morph mid is going to not just win his lane, but like dominate it like this. And look at this, Bryle might be dead again.
Ooh, the leap forward. Aaron will miss. It won't matter. Nisha just copies him and leaps forward.
It's
Bryle
so
up the hill and away.
That's so hard to do, Toby.
He makes it look easy. And then just turns the pressure onto mid lane.
And the issue with, I mean, Secret, as you can see, they went Morph Axe into a Wisp first. They wanted to play against a Gyro. J.Storm accepts the challenge, but you need to address a Morphling to win a game like this. You want to have your Gyro significantly ahead if you're going to take a game and dominate through the mid game, like sweep the map at all times. But at this rate, Secret is perfectly fine extending this laning phase because they're going to have massive advantages in all 3 lanes pretty soon.
I think right now then the critical thing is for Moo as well as Millen at one point to go down and actually claim that big stack on the Ancients. Guys is trying to harass them up on the top lane. They're still fine. Like there's 1 charges, there's salves. You know there'll be bottle charges up soon. The 10-minute runes are up in 30 seconds.
But you can see like this is something Secret loves to do where they enable Zai, they get all those pulls, and now you have a level 6 Weaver. You can play completely independent. YapzOr is free to continuously hunt mid and hunt bottom.
Yep, and there's that hunt coming in for Rev. He'll able to get the stomp. That may help him break towards the trees. Mirana's TPing in as well. Drop down the tombstone as mid one cracks into the ulti and they relocate down. But the damage onto Millen is so high. They've almost found the kill. Able to back up. The cooldown creates some space. And mid one trapped inside of its own ultimate. It's a 2-for-1 trade-off. Nisha wants to get out of here as the bounty runes are getting picked up too. Secret, they're actually going to claim all 4 and the Invis rune for Nisha to escape. No, Moo just walks in close. Puppey, he just ran after it. Moo will have himself not only a triple kill, he wants to hunt for a little bit more. Homing missile, another rocket barrage into Nisha. He's got 5 1 charges and he's a morphling, so they won't find the kill. But that's still the greatest fight that J.Storm could have asked for on bot lane. But they're going in again. Nisha under the tower. TP supports arrives in the form of Millen. Bryle jumps forward, but the fissures up from YapzOr too. He's got the Echo Slam available as Nisha backs up once again.
And the way Secret's draft composition comes together, that's a good example of how the mid to late game is going to go, where you have these 3 support heroes in there, 3, 4, 5, because Zai really plays as a support because they don't have an off laner. They just have 2 4s. All of the supports enable the cores of Secret. So Nisha's not going to just have like an Axe taunt to bank on. There's going to be an Ags on Weaver at some point, and then YapzOr's Fissures. Like, Nisha's able to play so aggressive this entire game thanks to that peel.
And they're going again. It's mid one and Puppey being aggressive on the bottom lane. March is nearby, Soul Rip, and then the call. Both of them trapped inside, but for Rev, he'll at least get the double edge on Puppey to do some level of damage, but then up on top, Fissure is nice. The cooldown will connect on Zai. He's got 10-1 charges, so he'll be fine and dandy. And they'll get away. Oh, hey, look at this again. Nisha, has he got it? Yeah, he's got it.
Like, I mean, how do you play against this? Nisha has 1200 HP. He's hitting for 130 almost. Bryle is 81 damage. But his tower is dead. Like, you can't play against Morphling anymore. And this is what we brought up in the pregame. We're looking at heroes. I've looked through the list with Fogged. We don't actually know what beats Morphling anymore. Heroes like OD, Puck, AA, they're not picked. How do you beat a hero that has 80, 90 damage at level 3?
You patched at 7.20. That's the answer, right? We changed the meta.
I mean, you also have one of like, you just have this smooth level 10 talent plus 10 agility. Love it. 1,000 gold of agility. Thank you.
J.Storm's finally getting that big stack up, and Moo, he knows he needs a huge chunk of this. Team Secret, vision-wise, they're a little bit too far away. That's why the Observer and Sentry went down pretty early from J.Storm. They are ensuring that this stack, this injection of money and levels, all go to them. Monkey King. Even when they push in the bottom lane, like it's like Forever's just standing guard. They've still got Stampede to get in or out, so that's a great stack up for J.Storm. They needed this momentum, and what are they going to shift it into? A fight on bottom lane? Are they ready for this?
Looks that way. Both, I mean, Secret's playing this perfectly. They keep a core in both other lanes. They have 3 heroes playing a little defensively, inviting J.Storm to make this play. And if they dive the tower, you're going to have heavy response coming in immediately.
Yeah. Zai does have his TP on cooldown, so he can't join them just yet. In fact, Nisha's heading towards the top lane. So it looks like they want to try and get some level of trade-off. Even though Brail's going to hit his level 10 in mid. J.Storm, they're coming in pretty deep. To slap down the Gyrocopter, here comes your first TP. Puppey able to get that call off or move, but now the call down. You do get the ulti out for the Monkey King, but Midwell taking so much damage so quickly. They burn through him. Mooney's more life. Millen can't provide it on Kenny. The Echo Slam, the attack from the tower follows him out. YapzOr has the double kill. March and Moo. That's M&M's all over YapzOr, and they're going to chase after Millen to another fissure. Nisha. Adaptive strike secures the kill onto Millen.
Yep,
and that just stops the push.
You don't really notice it, but Morphling takes over the gyro and then obviously casts all the spells, including Flak. That prevents Millen from making any defensive maneuvers. His Urn got canceled, all 3 of his bottle charges got canceled immediately, and all of a sudden Moo's thinking that he's going to be near indestructible, but he's not getting any sustain whatsoever from Wisp because there's no ability to regen him through that AoE.
You can't kill him, and he can become your strongest asset in the
Yeah.
fight. This seems problematic to say the least.
Very problematic.
Especially when you don't have that axe pickup, when you don't have that ability to control him in the fights. YapzOr's gonna let the fissure off again. Perfect slap control, and they can just turn their attention over towards March, but maybe not. Relocate comes in from Moo, turns on the flag cannon, chasing down YapzOr. He's got a fair amount of kills under his belt, but he'll blink away. Homing missile will keep the chase going, and it's now, well, Nisha. Well, yeah, he'll strength swap. He'll take the entire team, especially when Zai comes in through the north, and Midwest will rejoin the engagement too. They need more damage, they need more control. Nisha's gonna kill off March, and they can finish off the Tombstone as well if they would like to, but it's underneath the tier 1 tower that Zai's not done yet. He has time left, he knows he can get away from the fight. Homing missile will chase him, but how many times must these fights happen when the bounty runes come up? This is now, what, 3 sets of bounty runes in a row where Team Secret take all 4?
I mean, they're playing such a brilliant game.
And they got Moo dead. YapzOr. The blink is up. They'll chase down Millen in the trees. Leaping forward. Team Secret. This one is shoved firmly in the bag.
Yeah. They just look like a tier or 2 above J.Storm at the moment, and I think that the way they're playing their draft is perfect. They extended the laning phase. They've taken every bounty rune, as you said, totally in control of all the team objectives, and Brail just getting outclassed by Nisha. Both of them up-and-coming players. This is their first real chance on big teams. Nisha played with Kingwin, but didn't really have the greatest success, but he's proving that he belongs in that discussion of elite players.
Yeah, he missed a big LAN title, any kind of, like, even top 3 placement. I think the closest he got was 8th at a LAN event with Kingwin. Now, claiming Hamburg. Only a few weeks ago. That probability is looking very nice for Team Secret. 95, 96% as we watch it keep going. And this will increase as a tree is currently hunting Moo. It's mid one, lets out the ulti. They want that control over towards Millen, over towards Moo. They do both manage to get outside of the Wukong command. But now support arrives. March just drops the Tombstone and the ulti. Sora can keep him alive a little bit longer, but not long enough. The stacks just increase so easily, and they're chasing down Moo. YapzOr, Fisher timing is always fantastic. The call down won't hold, but the flat cannon, damn. Everybody away. That was even a good farming mechanism for Nisha. He's going to have a BKB soon, so even their magical damage is going to be, like, nothing.
I love the way Secret itemized as well. The supports don't go for the sustained support style item because they're both rushing Blink. Bottom lane, they're going to try and come in one. It won't work. But the cores then collect, like, they go more of this mid-game style. Zai gets the Urn. Zai gets the Medallion. That allows you to rosh easier. He goes for Ags next, whereas Nisha and mid one, they go Echo Saber and then Morbid Mask and Dragonlance for the morph. So it's all about getting to using your gold as efficiently as possible to increase both your survivability and your damage, and that enables your supports then to be a little greedy, rush Blinks, which then dominates mid-game team fights.
It opens up your drafting as well, right? Like when Puppey sits there going, well, okay, can we actually run both support ES as well as Axe? Like this isn't range harass. This isn't like in short stuns at the very beginning. It's definitely not in short team fights. But it comes at this point when you see YapzOr with level 1 Echo Send just ready to jump, and he's also staring down the barrel of an Aghanim Scepter.
And it's just such a niche. Was I would say already the pickup of this new season. Puppy's tried so hard to find like the diamonds in the rough.
He had ace before.
Nisha's just on another level. How many carry players can go mid as Morph and dominate like this?
March is so low. Zai, he manages to bait out the hook stomp. Where's the extra support? There's already a time lapse back. YapzOr's got the homing missile on him. But they're not jumping for anything. Puppy's on top lane, pushing towards the tier 2 tower. So Gyrocopter, Moo TP's up underneath the cover of Moonlight Shadow, but Puppy feels it. They're already starting the retreat. His blinks off cooldown in 2 seconds time, then it'll be out of range of Moo. And that is exactly what happens. No, it was overboard, so they didn't see them in deep. They didn't see the Moonlight Shadow being triggered, I don't believe. But either way, Team Secret dodge any aggression from J.Storm.
It's just near impossible to play a game after J.Storm.
Stampede won't save him either. The arrow flew in from Bryle, but it came way too late.
Yep. And this is what Fog touched on in the draft as well. He liked what J.Storm did up until the Mirana last pick. It's just not a strong enough hero. It's one of those, you've won the draft, oh god.
Oh yeah, god, indeed. Moves on the run, but you can't run from this. Nisha just keeps converting out. He's wondering who he wants to hit, but YapzOr, the perfect double's done. At this point, you may even just want to, like, you have to see the light at the end of the tunnel somewhere. You're 17k gold behind. Team Secret own every single part of your map. You do not see a way to kill the Morphling. And you still have to understand, this is a best of 3, so at least they have a second chance to fight back against Secret.
And I think that Secret's kind of proving that when we leave you a hero and we want you to take it, you probably shouldn't.
It just feels too good. Like it's Admiral Akbar.
It just they're too strong at these meta strategies at the moment. Like, I don't know why I picked J.Storm, honestly. I forgot that Secret had won every land they played at thus far this season. And they had more first Io Gyro. I feel like that.
And this is the kind of draft that can do it. Millen just cannot regenerate Moo up enough. The Echo Slam from YapzOr, he commits it. They want that Gyro dead. You can definitely feel like it felt like J.Storm in the 3rd and 4th pick was starting to get some level of answers, but maybe 1 and 2 was just too far behind because Nisha, he just goes in deep. They stampede up, but really they're not running anywhere. They're not going to be able to stand anywhere, and then the double slap from mid one. How many times can Team Secret just chain stun, and blast them off?
Nisha's incredible, man. He's played a flawless Morph game, like absolutely flawless. And that's what Puppy and Team Secret have been looking for this entire past year, is that while Ace, a lot of those are incredible players, I think Nisha and Zai just are that step above that enable Puppy and YapzOr to look like the fantastic players they are, because they just have these incredible people to play around at all times.
Oh, Puppy's got the call again over on Moo. Millen's going to stick around with him, however. Nisha, still okay if he wants to initiate in. He has the Aegis, the Immortals, that second life. They break the tier 3 tower, but Team Secret be wise about this. They'll back up a little bit. Shrines are now open. Not to mention, it's just, well, they're under no pressure. Right now, Team Secret have this game firmly in their grasp, and it's up to them to lose it. J.Storm can only just hope for an opening. Not that I know exactly where that's going to be.
I don't think there's going to be one Topes.
Zai actually hasn't, like, with the Aghanim Scepter, even anyone they want to go on, he's just going to time-lapse whoever he wants, and then J.Storm's aggression goes down the drain. Like, Morphling is properly unkillable now.
Something teams like to do before team fights.
This is baiting him. This is totally baiting him right now.
He has Aegis still, too.
Yeah, he's got Aegis, he's got a time-lapse Zai who's standing right on top of the Dire Observer Boards. At least J.Storm have information. What do you do?
You don't. Like, as a captain, you want to set up a team fight to tell your team how you want to approach it and win. What's the answer? You need to stun Weaver while 100-0ing a Morph with BKB. But you only have one stun.
No, they go for Zai. There's your own Stomp out, and the arrow to connect, and they do find the kill. It's something. It's 3-2-3. But the goal for the death of Zai, Axe, locked up as well, called down as well. Moo wants to create a little bit of extra space. Rouse has no control of the arrow and these stuns. They keep chaining, but here we go again with Forev. That blink decker finally allowing him to be the aggressive force that J.Storm needed. But Nisha, flat cannon is up, and Forev, you don't have the life to tank through this. Nisha is beyond godlike. He's now 13-0-7 on this morph.
At this point, you can win the game by himself, and mid one could just continue jungling. All he needs is the supports and a bit of peel. But he still hasn't used his BKB charge. He's got enough gold for a Scotty. This is... It's pretty over.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way, but you had a glimmer of hope. The fact that Centaur was able to blink forward, he got separated from the rest of his team, which was not really what he desired, but you found the kill. They were able to burst one of the heroes down, even if it isn't the Morphling. Like, they took out the other best thing. It's the Aghanim Scepter Weaver, the free Aegis of the Immortal. Yeah. So they picked their targets nicely, and that's at least a good sign going into the rest of this series that J.Storm, even though they're down and out, they're still able to find something and coordinate even when they're under pressure. And now they're going to look for a new target. Observer, sentries, everything's down. Hooked on Venetia, burns the BKB. Yapsor comes in for the Echo Slam. And March evaporates, but that's BKB and Echo down. But also no one dying.
The thing about J.Storm's lineup is it's very mid-game, it's tempo. They only have that one stun, so to your point, they found the kill on Weaver, but they can't find kills on anyone else. Their draft is meant to get those kills and then push aggressively. At like 10 to 15 minutes, you have map control. When you're in a position like this...
Mid one, throws down the Wukong command with the call down. There's a homing missile that'll connect onto him as well. Forev's waiting, his hook stop is back off cooldown, but the Fidger holds them out for now. It's the Sentry Ward that's there. Puppy able to get the calls only over on the IO. That frees up Moo to keep the attack going. Up, the Centaur jumps in mid one solo. The flag cannons reaching out to him, combining with the Undying units, but it's still not enough. The Monkey Kings can survive, and who's the run really making the sacrifice? It ain't Nisha just yet. He is low, and they finally bring him down. The money goes to Moo. 900. They're looking to actually get back-to-back kills. It's Yapsor as well. A double kill for the IO, so money in for him. The mech will be there, and Team Secret, they prove they can bleed, or at least drip, in the form of Morphling.
It does certainly feel like the closing half of the movie 300, where yes, Xerxes can bleed, but is it really enough to win the war?
If only those reinforcements came sooner.
It is nice, though. You're finally going to be able to make Wisp Gyro look broken. It's picked primarily because when Wisp hits level 15, you get that Tether Grand Scepter bonus, and all of a sudden, Gyro gets a free auto attack every 1.1 seconds, even disabled. So that gives their damage output a significant boost, but the problem is the bottom 4 net worths are all J.Storm heroes at the moment.
Yeah. It's still not a pretty picture for them, but it's a glimmer of hope, and we'll take any kind of glimmer.
Yeah, it was also just that there was it's such a slow kill onto mid one.
Oh, the Sentry Ward. They see March just blink forward. He thought he was fine. He had an Invis rune. They dropped Observer and Sentry in the mid lane, and once again, J.Storm's going to start up a fight. Get out of there forever. Oh, the slap down misses from mid one. So Forev will be able to back out.
Oh, great.
This is this point when Millen almost wants to start with connection to Forev. Give someone else an Aghanim Scepter upgrade at the beginning and switch targets.
Ooh.
I don't know, like... So a Centaur's only great to get you out of there. Morana's not that much to work with. Here they jump in forward, mid one, into the Wukong. Come on! Echo from Yapsor, perfect hit! There's 2 locked down as well. They stampede up with the hook stop. It really only connects on 1 and an 8 the mid one. He just BKBs, charges forward. There goes 3. It's 4 as well. March is unwillingly dragged out, and J.Storm, they're pushing up the daisies. 3 heroes with no buyback available, and it really looks like that glimmer, well, it's gone. GG!
Yep. If you looked, that Ward Sentry combo, saw that gang coming. The Dire Sentry Ward about 100 units away from the Ward. Secret, perfectly set up. Easy, well executed. Really not much to break down in this game. Secret executed their lineup near flawlessly. Nisha's insane.
Yeah, Nisha's amazing. I like how you say there's not much to break down. It's like, well, good luck panel on that one. Like, yeah, let's break down something which doesn't need to be broken down. Panel.
Yeah, it's a fairly easy job.
Radiant.
That you could say are below the other teams that are at these tournaments. I don't like when they actually go for the IO right off the bat.
Right.
I feel like that's a hero that requires quite a lot of coordination, and you're jumping into like the first game of this tournament. You're like, all right, we're using one of the hardest things to actually run, even though it might be one of the best. It can be a little bit crazy. So I do prefer them playing just like a more natural lineup that just kind of play itself rather than you have to risk an IO start.
Alright, Silence of Chengon. They were both banned in the first game as well, in the opening phase.
They should rate Ack.
Okay, well, they felt like the Weaver was a bit more of a pain in that first game. So the Weaver and the Morph are reaction bans for Storm. But that does open up other things for Secret as well.
Probably means that I would imagine J.Storm won a Phoenix.
Tiny went untouched last time, right? Or was it banned second phase? It was banned second phase, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the Weaver ban's interesting because that's wasn't like the big problem from the last game necessarily, but does speak to something that I think they want to pick that gets countered by it.
Right.
Same. Like Milan's Phoenix is like one of the more played ones. That's what I would
Phoenix Undying maybe too is like a tombstone kill.
So they just open with an Earthshaker here or something? Nice and easy. Oh, yeah. Or the Enigma, of course, got left. That was the point I was making, the two bans being changed, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is definitely a block pick as well, but also something that's just very strong right now. I think J.Storm know if they don't pick it up, it's going to get taken by Secret.
Yeah. Go Rubik. Then you got your own.
Yeah. Well, I always love that.
Yeah, and when you have one of the best Rubik players in the world, I don't see any issues with that. There's not a lot of teams that pick Rubik, but I wouldn't mind seeing a Yapsa Rubik.
Yeah, they did this a number of times at Hamburg, didn't they? The Rubik into the Enigma.
Yep, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
For sure. And oh no, the Tiny. Okay, I thought it was Axis.
Yeah, they realised that's not going to get through the second phase anyway.
It's this is actually like we saw at the minor. We saw a lot of Pangolier versus Enigma, which was fantastic in the lane. I think Tiny's even better because it's a physical tree. It's physical damage, and so those Eidolons, sure they have high magic resistance, but you throw a tree at them, and they die pretty early on. You get so much extra farm.
And they even used both of those heroes, I think, didn't they? Pangolier and Tiny in one of the series, something like that. Just dealing with those Eidolons, farming them.
Has Puppy played the Tiny before? I wonder if, we had the other game, it was a Ninja Boogie 5-position Tiny.
He played the Brew, and I think Yaps would play the Tiny when it was that one that they did.
And then he played the LC in the other game. I don't think he's played the Tiny as a 5. Not recently, anyway.
Yeah. Ban the Weaver, then they get the hero that kind of counters.
A good Undying versus Tiny is pretty nice, but Rubik now has got some dream stuff already being played out.
Oh yeah. None of the big carries picked up, so now we're going to see the PL banned as well. Morphling already banned in the first stage. Maybe we'll see TB banned.
PL just hard countering the Undying. For some reason, Lucians do max damage on the Tombstone. I don't know why. Ice Frog, can you fix that?
As an Undying player, it definitely hurts a lot.
I don't know why it is like that, honestly.
You only use one button anyway, don't you? Undying.
Dying? You got like 1.5. And then when you're at rush,
if you slip off the key, you mean? You hit the other one.
Rush and you hit the flash goal.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, nice, flash goal works on rush.
Apparently the Terrorblade got destroyed.
Yeah,
bad news for EG.
Was he destroying or destroyed?
Well, he was versus Tinker Void in the late game, so I'm assuming it's probably the Terrorblade.
Probably the EG game, that one, I think, in the background.
Jesus, TNC, they just threw a fight, it looks like. They have a 3k gold lead now.
It was 15k, like 5 minutes ago.
Well,
the graph was just like directly upwards.
Is this proper SEA Dota going on over there?
For sure. That sounds
My goodness.
I mean, the fact Cuckoo has that much form in his CM is, I think, a bad sign.
Alright, Lina for Secret this time, which didn't get banned. Second phase as it did in the first game.
This hero is one of the best against Undying.
And the TA got banned out as well.
Every time you play Undying, you need to have someone that can deal with the Tombstone, and then Lina has super long range, super fast attack speed, and you do want to get BKB in this here as well.
And they know it's not against TA. That's perfect.
Yep. And it's cool with Rubik. I know mid one he goes for the Aghanim's almost every game, but early game, your no field actually amplifies quite a lot for Tiny and for Lina. Like those combos, they're already like one shots, right? The Lina and Tiny normally throwing a Rubik with that no field. Wrong. And we've seen I liked Secret a lot when we were in Hamburg, of course, because of the way that they did these synergy plays of like tossbacks and stuff.
Yep.
With the Lina in particular, right? They did the tossback into Light Strike Array. They did like Rubik lift into Light Strike Array. So they're setting up for those chances with tier 2, which threatens a lot of kills.
We also don't know if it is actually a mid one either. Like, it could be Lina support still. They want to.
Or Zai, right?
Yeah.
So Zai played a couple times.
Lina is pretty good in the side lanes. Like if you play Enigma against Lina, Tiny or something, it's going to be very hard to deal with. Those Eidolons will die all the time.
Yeah.
We're just hearing that Astra taking the first game in the
Oh
UG
boy.
game.
Earth Spirit.
Okay.
So
Don't see a huge amount of this.
that's their duo support. So Undying 5.
Is the
This
is the Earthshaker still free? Seems odd that you'd pick out the Earth Spirit instead of the Shaker.
You don't want to give Rubik more spells.
I suppose,
First
yeah.
turn, you can't steal anything
Yeah.
as Rubik.
Sure, that can pose a bigger threat on the Lina mid if you're going to have the freedom to rotate around as well. I imagine they're probably looking at last game like, okay, mid lane didn't go well. Let's adjust and pick up someone that can help Bryo win his lane.
Goodness.
And
This? Plenty of ways to kill
do you want
Tombstone
to do predictions now, Henrik? Or
J.Storm.
He's trolling Kyle now, I think. Just 3 picks in. This is a tough draft to beat already, isn't it?
The Earth Spirit for me, like, he's just a weird hero because he's great in these like side lanes, but he's ganking mid is also fast, right? Like you roll in, you miss your roll a little bit, you go
Die.
far, you're die.
The tower changes. The Earth Spirit is always one of those heroes that, one, you need to gank the lanes or have potential to gank the lanes. If you can't rotate around killing people, this hero is useless.
Yeah.
And also, it's a very high risk hero that you miss a roll and then whoop, you roll into
Okay.
a tower.
Arc versus Power Blade.
This is a greedy lineup. This is not going to work.
Yeah.
This is super greedy.
Does Moo play the Arc Warden for them, or is that doesn't sound like a Bryle hero to me.
I actually am not too sure. I think it's a move hero, but I don't know.
Does anyone on their team play it? Like actually play it?
Somebody has to, right? By default, somebody will be playing
It's
Arc
Arc
Warden.
Warden support. March.
God. It's like one of the common picks versus the Tower Blade, but lately I haven't seen the Arc Warden versus the Tower Blade.
Warden feels just kind of too weak as a hero to me. Like, it takes so long. If you don't play that carry late game style, it takes way too long to come online.
It'll take like 40 minutes for that hero to do something.
Yes. Or if you go early game, you're like all in on some Necro book.
I think like with this hero, you have to have like these absolute specialists. Like I watch like the Thompson, and Ace. Those are the Arc Warden guys for me. If you're not like an absolute adept master at this hero, it's extremely difficult.
What about our OG boy? He was the original Arc Warden. No tail.
His are, I mean, I can't compare him now to Thompson.
But what?
Everybody
Because he
else is
hasn't
much
played in the
above.
position for a while. Or...
Yeah.
That long ago? We're talking like a year ago. A year in Dota?
I mean, I love Johan.
That's like
but
10 years in Bulldog's life.
I love Johan, but
It was bad.
he wasn't the greatest.
All right.
He was good. He was good at it.
It
but,
was
like,
good.
Thompson himself
Fine.
were amazing. Actually amazing. And innovative.
Get out to my boy. NIP have won their first game as well, which isn't a surprise because that Drow Huskar looked pretty horrible.
Cheesing with Drow Huskar.
That's not cheese these
That
days.
sounds like
That's-
cheese.
That's not cheese.
I mean, that's like the ongoing story with NIP and previously Optic. They love their drow strats.
Quite.
They love their broods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
They've
And they've got
always been big on those
got Ace now, so
Yeah.
that makes them even
They got
cheesier
Ace with
than they
30
did.
they had
Exactly.
The Vicious
Yes.
cheese strats.
They've
for a
now got
while.
2 brood players effectively in the same team.
Yeah. That's be a fun, dirty team to watch.
Yeah.
And the winner of that series plays the winner of this one, so we could see a secret NIP potentially. I think that's our second series today, the winners matches.
J.Storm, Van Tink.
That's a hero I would have rather they picked like to deal with TB.
Yeah.
But I think you can't pick it with Arc Warden, I wouldn't say. Like
Okay.
with Arc Warden Enigma, it's too greedy, but
it's- And the Timber on the other side, yeah, because that would have been Moo's hero, wouldn't it?
a classic.
It needs some here that does something. I don't know what J.Storm's lineup does right now.
They don't have any like any playmaking right now is the thing that I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
And when you have Earth Spirit, you want to be able to make plays. I feel like it's going to be a really slow start for them. Having a slow start versus a Tower Blade, terribly draft, and versus like a YapzOr who's going to be running around the boots early.
Team Secret.
Could be a bit scary.
Here we go then.
Oh boy.
Guys,
Sven?
guys,
Jimmy's got a smile on.
Guys?
They random?
guys.
I don't
Hello?
like Sven as a hero right now.
Sven has many problems right now. He's too weak of a laner in the dual meta, and
Bulldog Kelp's back. Yeah, okay.
Bat absolutely destroying Sven in lane.
Yeah. That's going to be a Zybat as well.
Yeah. It's just to let you
And a
lane
Puppy
versus the-
Tiny.
Great versus Arc Ward, and you catch him and pull him outside when he's trying to get bubble set up.
Yep, so the Tiny does go with Puppy. That's fun. My goodness. Right then. Do I even say the words? Predictions, Henrik. This is a tough one.
This is a prediction that even Kyle should be able to make. Honestly, I'm gonna take an easy guess and say Secret.
Really? I'm shocked. Gods.
Times 2. Secret.
Times 2 Secret. Times 3. I don't normally do predictions, but I'm going to go with Secret as well.
They've got super comfort heroes, and I mean, I see a Sven on the other lineup. I only saw support Sven the last month and a half from VP, and that's about it.
They've even added a fourth prediction. They were that ready for that one. It's a clean sweep then, I think, for Team Secret as far as the panel is concerned. However, hopefully that's given a clue to one of our commentary team as to where this match may go. Let's hope he's taken the hint.
Are you talking about this guy?
Yeah,
I meant to take the hint on this one?
Yeah. Well,
All right.
Guys.
I mean, I think you knew, Toby. Kyle, it's early. I know you're jet lagged and stuff, so there's probably a reason for the first one. But the second one you're going with is
The reason no one picks Sven is because it's a secret how good it is.
Oh,
All right.
If it's a
J.Storm. Yikes. Learned from game one.
right.
They've got this one in the bag.
Oh my god.
They're going to lose all of their lanes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You'll see.
NA hope, Kyle.
We got this.
Yeah, I get to cast with you during this game. Like the,
It's gonna be fun.
I feel happy about this at least because I have an Enigma and a Rubik, and that means I get a guaranteed black hole from YapzOr. I was actually looking for J.Storm to roll up their sleeves on the coach and do a fantastic draft, but that would actually require Jimmy to wear sleeves. Somebody get his wardrobe fixed. Let's look at our lanes. Let's look at everything that's going on right now.
So the way Secret drafts is so smooth, where they open with pretty much Rubik Tiny against Enigma. One dominates him in lane, one's going to dominate him throughout the game.
All right, who's going to start with the ball? Here comes a rolling ball to fold as well. Mill and YapzOr, goodbye. We're off to a great
The
start.
Sven, baby.
J.Storm.
Oh, with the all chat wheel. Flawless. That's why you're picking Sven.
This is why we clap like we're doing a salsa dance with the drafting from J.Storm. It's like we're doing. It's a great time, guys. It's a great time.
What's the win probability now? It's got to be at least like 70%. Look, I mean 52%. That's good enough. Look at that, J.Storm. They're favorites in this match, Topes.
Yeah, sure. I'll drink some of that Kool-Aid. I'm okay with that. Let's get a feel for our lane. So it looks like it will be. Actually, they're bouncing the lanes around. So Secret are actually going to run the Bat Rider into the safe lane.
Yep.
Mid one's obviously going to be in the mid, and they're actually going to then run Nisha on the Terror Blade towards the off lane. And like, can you get away with this? Like, knowing how much YapzOr and Poppy just move across this map.
This is the matchup you want for Secret. They want the Tiny and the Bat against the Enigma because you kill the Eidolons and kill the Enigma. Whereas TB, you don't want to play against an Enigma because even if you're winning the lane, he's getting his eye on your Archer every single creep wave. Put him against the two melee heroes down bottom with the Rubik. When he pops meta, you're going to crush this lane. They even get the block, so they get that easy Archer denial.
I like how Puppy just runs straight past Ryle. Like, he doesn't care at all. He's making it very obvious that he's rotating down towards the bottom lane. This is what you're talking about. YapzOr's actually harassing Millen out of the lane. Nisha's already popped off Metamorphosis. Mu doesn't feel comfortable, and they know the Puppy is on the way. He hasn't skilled up anything yet. While up on top lane, Bat Rider is losing a lot of life. He's at sub 500 just because of the decay from March. So he's going to be a little bit careful, but only a little bit. Without Forev having a stun, Zai is not under any real pressure.
Secret's just like, yeah, they're gonna lose top because it's Enigma Undying, but you still have a great matchup here and you're going to win your other 2 lanes very hard. Once again, mid one has a significant matchup advantage mid. And that's really devastating when you consider like the inexperience of Bryle and the 10k MMR of mid one.
Yeah. Well, that's what you wanted to avoid, right? Like it was Nisha who dominated the first game, and now it's going to be it's now going to be mid one who gets to do it. Either way, the mid matchups, the drafting from Secret so good. Top lane Zai, he's getting really pummeled by March. He's 452 HP, but he's got Salve as well as 7 stick charges, so Batrider will be okay. And they're already looking for the 2-minute runes. That control, it's a double damage as well for mid one. At the same time as his bottle just arrived, so sure, why not?
Bryle's so much trouble already. He's getting worked.
Oh, Bolt on the bottom lane. They're going in right after Nisha, and they got a lot of damage. March's rotation, a perfect time. That soul rip damage really gave them just that extra oomph. And Puppey underneath his own tier 1 tower. They will not force it.
I like this from J.Storm. I think this is much better for them than double dual lanes. Just tri-lane down bottom. Your Undying is such a powerful laner against a TB and a Tiny. And up top, Enigma's going to be pressured. You can see, look at that creep wave coming in, but you should at least be able to trade. But Zai's doing a great job keeping the stacks up.
Yaps is also keeping very close tabs over on Millen. He's got his telekinesis available at the moment, but Millen, he doesn't have any help coming over, so Yapsor's just posturing more than anything else. But 9 sticky napalm stacks on Forev. This TP has to come right now, and he doesn't get there in time anyway. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off. At least they can get some level of defense on the top tier 1 tower, but 3 minutes in, and the tower's at 4-2-5.
That was perfect play from Zai, because he doesn't care trading there, because 2 creep waves died to the tower, and you can see the amount of damage that it dealt. So that's a huge XP disadvantage now for Forev. He missed out on almost a full level and a half.
And they can just instantly rotate the lanes too. Like Zai's coming down towards the bottom lane. Puppey tossing March back. The Stormbolt is out from move, but with Zai's arrival in the lane, 2 sticky napalm, 1 in the flame break. He's just looking to stack it up and then break them.
Yeah, off lane is there's like almost no heroes that are viable nowadays, but Batrider has made a resurgence because he's so powerful in these laning disadvantaged matchups. You can't play Sven or Enigma against a Bat very well. And Zai's already level 3. Like, this is so grim for Moo. Look at his CS.
Yeah, he used Stormbolt to try and get that last hit on the range creep, and it still went the way of Zai. He denied it.
Yeah.
So, fun times all ahead. Mid one's using the double damage to pressure Bryle in mid.
Bryle's actually doing a bit better than I expected, but it's not ideal.
Good steal of the rune. Millen, Light Striker Race, they're going to connect on him, but they put down 1 little remnant, no way to go anywhere, and mid one is trapped in. He knows that stick charges up. He can hit another Light Striker Raid, but it's all about the Arc Warden finding a kill, while on bottom lane, it goes from bad to worse on the 5th pick of J.Storm. It's Sven going down for the first time at least.
I mean, that was a huge kill because they got denied the rune as well. If you let mid one get a free creep wave into rune spam, like it just, especially when you're this ahead on a hero like Luna or wow, Lina, you just clear the wave so fast that Bryle's always pressured. You can see the amount of damage he takes.
Yeah, now TP's coming in from the Undying, but really where J.Storm want to try and fight up on top, but Nisha has obliged them. He came out a little bit too far. The stun control is perfect, and J.Storm are able to capitalize on the rotation. Nisha will fall.
That's a roaming Sven though.
He TP'd up. I think they're looking for the lane switch so Forev can go down to the bottom lane, but Zai's already there.
This is the
actually Nisha TP's to bottom lane after his own death.
Zai's gonna have a game no matter where he goes. They want to make sure Nisha doesn't struggle. Zai can do whatever he wants.
Nisha has no metamorphosis, but not going to stop him from trying to attack into the tier 1 tower.
Zai's going to farm the wave and the hard camp, just getting a little bit of extra GM and just buy space for Nisha. They're trying to do the same on J.Storm, getting Moo into the game. That's a nice rotation from him, but you can see the vision already placed by Puppey. They just want to control this bottom lane.
Yeah, March put down the tombstone. He can keep it alive a little longer, but not that much longer. So March, no way to survive underneath the tower. Meanwhile, in mid one knew this was coming. The courier went right over the top of that ES's head, but thanks to Bryle having double of himself, Spark Race do the work. And mid one will fall, so the tier 1 tower taking a while for Team Secret to kill off. Yes, they get the Undying, but the Lina, that early CS advantage is now starting to just drip away.
This is really cool by both sides, though. I think J.Storm makes the right call abandoning bottom here, and Secret ensures that Undying can't just sit on this tower, keep it alive, and get free experience.
They're going after Yapsor, rolling boulder. The Storm Bolt sets up for it perfectly, and forever in the neighborhood. They do a lot of damage on the back of this catapult wave, so they kill off Yapsor, and now look to claim a tier 1 tower for their own after Secret have claimed their bottom tier 1.
But as soon as Batrider shows up, I mean, you got to go for a kill right here, right now.
Yep, they're going for it. Rolling boulder once in again. They get the silence off. Batrider still able to get a lot of firefly damage into J.Storm, and maybe Yapsor can capitalize on it. Able to claim 1 in return, being the ES.
It was really well done by Forev there. Knowing he has 6 Eidolons, you can call for that turnaround. If you let Bat get to that tower, you're in super big trouble, because now 1 hero is pushing 3 away and getting all that farm. You need to be able to make a play like that.
Rolling boulder. Millen's rotating everywhere. This ES is the way he has to be played. Active across the map. Puppey TP's in. He was looking for the gank on the bottom lane, but forced to TP, but still can't arrive in time.
This is great so far from J.Storm. They're making the best of a bad situation. They were so outlaned, they had to find kills mid, and they've had to rotate heavily in these side lanes. But so far it's done well. Only issue is...
He's kicked down. They don't really have a follow-up, however. Like, a Spark Race is not going to come off cooldown. You can put the bubble out. Puppey's going to arrive, and Millen, he will fall. But so much attention now being brought towards the mid that just continues to allow for Rev space to attack into Yapsor up at the top. Margins nearby. They'll Storm Bottom up quickly. Everyone's nicely spaced up. Yapsor will die inside the tree line.
Thing is, bottom lane, Nisha has just got a completely free game now. Took the last hit on the tower, and he's just camping bottom, and the 2 wards that are in the enemy jungle currently keep him 100% safe.
Do you feel like, though, J.Storm have an answer towards Nisha this time around? Like, the Morphling, there was no answer at all.
They do. It's more the Batrider, I think, that's going to be an issue, but they have an Undying, which is deceptively difficult for Bat to play.
Speaking of Bat, Haystern in towards the mid. No. Yes, as well as double Arc Wardens under the towers, not one side wants.
Yeah. So the only real initiation for Secret is the Batrider. But if the Tombstone's down, it's incredibly difficult to get a good lasso off. And Zai is not given a lane to dominate like you might have expected considering his matchups. He's played more of this roaming support, trying to activate Nisha's game. So this isn't going to be that 14-minute blink 4-staff bat that we've seen in the past. He's going to be a lot slower, and he's actually going to be rushing bots and trying to scale and ramp up for more of like the mid to late game than for those early pickoffs.
See if you can actually get there right now with J.Storm creating the space and continuing this pressure on top lane. 4 heroes move forward. They come underneath their own Observer Ward, and they're chasing down Yapsor underneath the tower. They would love to set up for a move if they'll come in range. Now Puppey underneath that Ops 2. That Lina. Midward does not have a lot of mana for this fight. He doesn't have a Laguna Blade for that pop damage. They drop down the Tombstone. Puppey with double avalanche, tossing back Millen, but then the kick into the Batrider. They're underneath the shrines. Now Midward can get a little bit of life as well as mana, but the problem is going to be Puppey. He brings down the Tombstone, and they retreat back to the tower. But maybe then with ES dying, J.Storm, not as strong as they probably thought they were. They have the Black Hole available, and maybe you just committed. Zai wants to just run away from this one. The Storm bolts out. Yapsor's in the neighborhood. He's not level 6 just yet, but he picks up the Centaur, throws it back, and with that stun, creating such space. They can't turn around that easy. The slowdown, thanks to Sticky Napalm, made it difficult for J.Storm to chase.
It's all because the Earth Spirit's dead. That's their only real method of reach. Other than that, they're just throwing out stuns and trying to walk down targets. And Yapsor is going to have a really easy time in this game. He's not even level 6. Otherwise, he'd be throwing that stun out and stealing one as well.
Puppey worked it out. He knew the Observer Ward was watching him closely. Meanwhile, up on top, the silence is out on Yapsor. He's got the level 6 available. Millen picked up. What Yapsor gets is going to be the Boulder Smash, kicking Zai forward to get him in range with a lasso. The pull back Millen. Puppey's there full of follow-up stuns. And with a Sticky Napalm and the Flame Break, Millen will burn, and he knows it. Tries to rolling Boulder and just delay his own death. But all this delaying is just, as you said before, buying space for Nisha.
Yep. And I think it's telling. Bryle 3-0 rushed to Midas. Nisha 0-2 no Midas, but he's got more net worth. And part of that's the towers, but it's also just the nature of the Terrorblade where, yeah, Arc Warden's picked as a counter, but Nisha's smart. He'll at some point end up going for a Blink Dagger. He's just gonna go right on top of Bryle, take him down the meta.
Yeah. once he can do that. But that's why the Sven's meant to be the answer back. I see a triple stack of Ancients ready for the Sven to farm up. And he's cleaning up the bottom lane. Building into that mum as quick as possible. Mid tower will be denied by Puppey.
I've never heard it called a mum.
Mum?
A mum?
Mask of Madness.
Yeah, but you just you're calling it the British mum, even though it's the American mom?
I'm sorry, I refuse to conform to America.
It's the acronym. It doesn't matter. So the game's pretty stacked. I actually think that even if they lose this game, J.Storm played this early game about as well as you could hope, because they were really severely outlaned, and Moo specifically has done a great job making a hero that the entire panel thought was terrible look at the very least mediocre. Like, that was really well done. And that's part of why Moo likes to play heroes like Sven, because he can get active on the map. He can influence it. And if he has a poor start or a poor lane, he can actually go kill people, not just hold hands with a tower.
That's going to be like even more optimistic as this game continues on. Like, if Nibba gets a good black hole, there will be a follow-up in the form of the damage from Sven. Right now, the chase is going on from Brawl. He's only letting his clone do the front lines. Doesn't need to fight. Like, he went for a hand of Midas. He hasn't finished up the BTs. He's just gone for the Midas, a raindrop, so he's able to survive as long as possible because Moo's not ready for this. He's using the Mask of Madness now to farm up that triple stack. March will leech some of the experience and also give some life back to Moo.
They're making a good read on this situation as well. You got to make sure that that ward was in range of the Radiant Sentry, so they'll know there's a smoke bottom. This is the benefit, and this is why J.Storm chose Radiant and Secret did in the first game. You don't care about your bottom lane. You can sacrifice your safe lane a lot easier than Dire can because it doesn't give any control over Roche. These trades always favor Radiant.
The scan pinged up, so J.Storm knew that Tiny was on the hunt, but then again, Millen and March right in behind the tier 2 tower. They're trying to chase after mid one line. Striker Ray will connect. They'll keep the silence going, and mid one, is it worth the dive? He's got nothing else to really dive, but then again, putting down rock after rock. Mid one just tick, tick, and boom. He will go down. The tier 2 tower's being pressured on bottom. Nisha using his metamorphosis to bring that down too, but there will be the straight trade out for tier 2 and tier 2. But once again, Lena, 4 deaths for mid one. They are really targeting him.
This has been great so far from J.Storm. And the main thing is, like, Zai went for this mid-game build. Like, he has bots. He is not able to find pickoffs, and he's also not going for those traditional teamfight items. So Secret's trying to extend this game and just farm the map, but I don't know if that's going to work against J.Storm. If they play this right, they can hit a timing with the first or second Aegis where their teamfight might be impenetrable. Ryle, mid, trying to get the deny.
They're thinking about it. Yapsor is nearby. Farev's going to join in the fight too. Closing in on that pipe for him. Gonna take some time, however.
I'm curious to see what build Bryle's going. It looks like it'll be a Maelstrom. He's also going for the ramp up acceleration style, but as you can see, Nisha, even against the double Midas, Nisha's still top net worth, and he's gained in lead as well. But he's had no pressure. He's just chilling. This entire bottom area of the map is his to control.
Yeah. And eventually they'll have to deal with him, but
they're trying to right now.
They do have a lot of control, and with the cover of smoke, they try and get closer. They'll see the fake one. Smoke does not break, so no attack to come in for it. Nisha either feels it, or he's been warned by the rest of his team.
That's something I haven't seen quite some time in my days as a player. Game sense in your carry. Recognizing the smoke. There's way too many people missing, and Secret does a great job playing around vision. We saw that initially when they went for that kill on Puppey near the shrine, and he immediately knows, okay, there's vision here. I'm going to make sure I get it. Nisha recognizing in that 10 to 15 second window that there's got to be something going down when you don't see anyone on map.
I'm wondering if March feels that he's carrying these 2 sentry wards at the moment. Moose just cleaning up the pieces. But right underneath that Dire Observe ward are 3 J.Storm players. So even if they want to come towards the mid lane, Team Secret will know about it and they're already leaving. Like, Yapsor's TPing down towards the bottom lane. They want to chase after Moo because they realize the supports have moved away. So the chase down from Zai at least got the movement speed that comes in from the BTs, but he can't close the distance enough.
Yeah, they saw there was a spark raid that hit Yapsor. They knew he teleported bottom, and Moo then had a cue. I need to get the hell out of dodge and avoid the bat. And you can already see, like, if Zai's a blink there, that's a kill. That's 2 or 3 he's missed thus far, just because of that itemization.
Yep.
But you buying space for mid one, that mid lane was also pushed in, so Secret, even though they're not connecting on these ganks, they're growing their gold lead and they're acquiring map control.
Yep. The J.Storm are going to get even more aggressive.
Yep.
Mu actually went and bought the Blink Dagger. It's coming out in the courier now. Maelstrom to go with the Hand of Midas, so Brow's pushing power is getting stronger and stronger. And look at Melon's prep
They saw
position.
that though. They saw him. They pinged it out.
So they know. What does Team Secret want to do about it? Firefly up for Batrider and just come right over the top of Melon. That'll be the best way to do it. Support for him is a long way away. In fact, Zai, he just comes in close. There was a quick rock that got put down, but no other reaction from Millen's going to happen. Puppy with the Avalanche. They're just looking for as much control on that. ES Pop with a double kick. March with a tombstone in behind the lines, but it's isolating Nisha over on the left-hand side of this whole battle. That's the one they want to be able to kill off. The Yules kept March out this fight. From Team Secret, so much damage. Puppy is on a B-stick, 65 HP. They are being forced away here, Team Secret. They do not want this fight.
Really well done by both sides.
Oh, the spot raid. It's found Puppy. He didn't have his TP. He'd only just arrived.
I like that from Secret though. They get the kill on Earth Spirit, but recognize we need to get the hell out of dodge. And you can see the issues with the J.Storm lineup. Once that Earth Spirit goes down, they don't have any catch. All of a sudden, Nisha, yeah, he's at half HP. Moo's pinging him out desperately, but who's going to close the gap? It's team fight versus mobility and speed at the moment, and Secret is far too experienced to get baited into a terrible team fight. You cannot walk into the Thunderdome against J.Storm. There's going to be a Tombstone, a Midnight Pulse, Arc Warden spam, all this stuff that you need to worry about. Just keep shoving lanes. Zai will inevitably get a blink, and then you can start looking for skirmishes.
And then you hope in the meantime that J.Storm just don't get too strong, that once you do have that blink, once you do have the ability for Team Secret to initiate, it's still manageable. They're continuing the stacks. J.Storm making the most of this map. Forev, I believe, has the remainder of the pipe. Yep, the remainder of the pipe is coming out, so they've got both armor increase, they got the magic resistance as well, so it's going to be difficult for Team Secret to get a large portion of damage out in Ryle. Looking, trying to hunt down Zai. Can't really close down the distance as Zai just takes to the trees, which are now dead.
And bear in mind, mid one went bots as well. So even though it looks like an even game, Secret has essentially cashed in and said we're playing for 40 minutes plus. And that's how late I expect this game to go. They want to make sure they're never on a clock. And this enables their course to always stay relevant. Even though maybe they missed out on some kills, you know, no Shadow Blade, no Blink on Zai. They don't have any plans on ever taking a team fight, so just continue to play around the map with pace and rat.
Miller's looking for the opening, rolling ball to forward. Zai does go into the trees, but the kick is able to connect with the silence over on Zai. It's a good pick off, slowing down that Blink Dagger, and he was pretty close. He now has 2K in the bank account. What did Yap saw again? He's got demonic conversions. So, welcome to the push power of a Rubik versus Enigma.
Yep. And I feel like I've seen this game. Like I did a lot of events the last couple of weeks, Tobes. There's a lot of games that come down to these sort of scenarios where both sides are playing in the enemy team's safe lane. Also, check them out, boys. Win probability right there. J.Storm. They'd win 3 out of 4. Dota Plus says. But anyway, everyone plays cat and mouse. You essentially mirror one another's movements, and it all comes down to these huge mass buyback fights around Roshan, and I expect that we're going to see something similar here.
We just saw the first ping of it, and Sven's reaching the point where he's almost ready to fight that Echo Saber.
Yeah,
is only now what 200, 300 gold away from completion.
I like that build a lot. I've seen a lot of Sven's going Sanj and Yasha. I mean, we haven't seen Sven in a while, but if you go Blink, you buy Echo Saber. If you want to go the Shadow Blade build, or you get SNY. First, you can get the SNY, but anytime you have Blink, you get Echo Saber, and it allows him to actually have burst damage on that initial Blink in, which is something they're sorely lacking at the moment.
Blink is up for Zai, so the 2 bounty runes were split, well, the 4 bounty runes were split 2-2. So this now gives Zai his ability to jump, but as we said before, the Echo Saber will be coming on the Courier to Moo in just a bit. How's Brawl doing? So BT's, Midas, he's rapidly approaching the Mjolnir.
I like this. I mean, this is good. This is a very close game.
Yeah, a lot closer. Oh, I think it's closer than the first game. That was one hell of a one-sided affair.
But I just like the way Arc Warden as a concept plays against Secret style, because yeah, they've itemized to wrap the map and do this guerrilla warfare, but Arc Warden has a illusion that can just teleport to lanes like we just saw bottom. And now bottom lane's no longer an issue. You get 5-man Roche. I don't know if you can take this as secret either.
Mid one has an invis room, but there's a sentry in front of the pits. There's no way to easily slip into it, but with that tombstone, there's no dire vision close enough to this. The one they have is watching over the mid lane and try and block up the Ancients. So it looks like J.Storm will get away with claiming this Roshan. Team Secret, they're all too far away. Zai is coming in, even with the Blink Dagger. The damage output from J.Storm is just too high. They get through it, and the egg gets immortal into the hands of the Sven.
Yeah, I saw with Pilot Die yesterday. He was discussing how he thinks Undying is super underrated because you gain team fight advantage, Roshan. You just pop Tombstone, pop your ult, and just hit the Roche. No one takes damage. And how do you even fight into it if they know you're doing it?
Well, it looks like Zai wants to. They're going after March, rolling boulder forward. Millen able to get the kick and silence over on the Rubik. And the follow-up is still coming in. A quick defensive Yule Scepter, and YapzOr, okay, no defensive Yule Scepter. He's dead straight away with Bryle there. But the same thing will be said for Millen. Found himself in between Terrorblade and Tiny.
I'm just, you know, I'm not biased, but I can't wait to see the look on the panel's faces when they're the ones that are all wrong.
Is this why you're like, my boys?
Mm-hmm. Someone's got to believe in them. They got the J.Storm move. That BKB is going to be a huge timing because all of a sudden, how do you kill a Sven as Team Secret? Where's your physical damage? Yeah, you've got a Terrorblade that have a Butterfly soon. But
actually, he's not even going in for the BKB next. He's going in for Shadowblade.
It's who are you talking about?
Sven.
Oh, he just swapped it then. Wow. That's a bold move.
Unless they're like really itching on the fact that he needs to be the big initiation, because if you look at Forev's build, he is full defense. There's no Blink Dagger on this. What's YapzOr got? More conversions. But they want to try and kill him off.
And I mean, Nisha's also, I mean, the Butterfly means he's playing for the later game. Secret is going to ignore this Aegis. They know that it's near impossible for J.Storm to end the game. They'll sack a couple towers, but look at the way they're playing. Nisha bottom, mid one top. They're constantly keeping members of their team in all 3 lanes, and J.Storm then loses momentum by being forced to stay as 5 and try and shove down later. Look at Secret.
Yeah. Team Secret have established so much vision control over the bottom part of the lane. Like I'm saying, 3 observer wards. How many? That's like 3 sentries, 4 sentries, even more. Just making sure that the entire south belongs to Nisha. If they want to push mid, fine. Unless they push a tier 3 tower, is Team Secret under any real pressure to do everything? They're gonna find Zai, but alright, gank will succeed. That's God's strength being burnt.
Take that though. You take what you can get in this sort of scenario. It's all about catching the lanes, because in the mid, you're still pressuring. Bottom, Bryle's gonna TP down to address the Terrorblade's push, and it's just always a scary position to be in against a team as experienced as Secret, because eventually it feels like you're going to make a mistake and there's going to be a mid one there coming out of Invis. There's going to be a lasso and you're going to get punished by looking too many places around the map with your hand caught in too many lanes.
Speaking of mid one, he's there for Rev. Well, there goes your kick. It won't hit. Mid one and Poppy move forward, and Millen cannot create the space for Rev to survive. I think it was dead anyway. Poppy had him up in the air.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. They TP'd Undying to bottom along with Bryle. They find they kill top, but Forev then caught mid.
And they're going to find another target. How many times can mid one just do this? He's going to find Bryle, and he actually starts with the Lion Strike Array, but March is nearby to get the Soul Rip for extra life, and Puppy is the one kind of stranded, so mid one needs to create more space with another Lion Strike Array, able to hit onto March, and where's the support? It's actually coming in from the Trader Catapult, running forward. That kick, it actually cancels the TP out of mid one, and this will be both Puppy and mid one going down. Defensive Yule Scepter, Shadowblade up cooldown in 1 second time, so mid one into Invis, but they have Dust available, so both will fall, but up on the top lane, as you said, Aegis Immortal is going to break. Zai is so low on life. Have they got the control? A quick lift. Oh, up and towards the edge. Sven comes back down again. Storm Bolt's available. Moon triggers the God Strength. He needs to hit hard, but can't hit hard enough. YapzOr will survive. And Sven, they're able to burn through both of his lives.
And it's just excellent job once again by Secret. They're cutting their losses, and they do this so well where they know down bottom, that's the mid one and Puppy show. YapzOr's got his eyes on top. Nisha's got his eyes on creeps. He calls for the rotation. They get Sven and the Aegis all set up by Zai, ensuring that Moo wasn't able to get away. Got a little aggressive. There's no need for him to be that close to the tier 3, but that's... You're not expecting this sort of pace when you come into games. This is one of the best teams in the world. You've got to be that little bit faster or you get caught. As Forev, then Bryle, and then move at the LS.
It does still kind of feel like J.Storm got the gold advantage. I think they claimed all 4 of the 25-minute bounty runes. So we saw Team Secret doing that back to back, like in game 1. Now game 2 is a little bit more split, but it does feel like J.Storm at least have the money advantage. And they're pushing, and they're going in a long way. Nisha. Oh, okay. A quick blink out by the ES. He really did not want that.
The bottom. Bryle? I don't know if you die to mid one here, though. He's got 2,000 HP. But there's always the threat of someone else possibly teleporting in.
How do you even stop that? Like, okay, there's a Gem of True set on March, so they're at least going to shut down the extra vision of Secret. So if mid one wants to go hunting for these kills under the cover of Shadowblade, he'll have to do it riskily into Fog of War.
Yep.
But I suppose there's a way around that. You just bring in 3 heroes for support under the cover of smoke. And then you can find your opening. But with the lane being pushed out by Dragon Slave and Light Strike Array, J.Storm knows what's going on.
Yeah, but it's just so scary. Look at the pressure Secret's outputting.
Ryle's out for a hunt. Comes underneath the Dire Observer ward. He'll find Poppy. Already putting down the bubble. They want to try and go onto this. And
they're all under that ward, though.
Yeah, Poppy, damn, that amount of damage coming in from Bryle. Remember, that's only the clone.
This is dangerous. Zai's gonna find somebody.
A blink, lasso, he found much. A quick disarm and the kick. They use the Midnight Pulse to clear the tree line. See so much information of Team Secret, and YapzOr's now on the run. Blink Dagger comes off cooldown, so he'll get away to safety. Mid one, Light Strike Array does not connect onto March. In fact, reveals the fact he's down there. So Moo goes for the jump Poppy, creating some level of space. Another quick kick. They've got the Sentry Ward, and they burn the dust. That is 2 layers of insurance.
Yep. And Secret, they realized like they can't take fights. So the moment I feel like the moment they even lassoed Undying, they realized, wait, we can't do this. J.Storm's here. And they're doing a good job of cutting their losses, sort of keeping an even game. But at a certain point, you got to be afraid of your Secret. Like the Enigma's got his GPM talent up. There's an Arc Warden who's at a double Midas now for almost 25 minutes. It's getting scary. And yes, Sven is not picked. Oh, top, the Glyph, the creep.
To try and get that jump in on Desire, he's able to get the dust off, so they do see Moo, and Moo has no way to get away from this. Nisha, a double damage rune on the Terrorblade, 279 plus 320, he's looking real strong, and they'll have the creep wave with them, so they can keep this push going to the tier 2 tower if their heart doesn't desire.
You can see Secret, when they make mistakes, it's as a team in a way. They're looking for a skirmish, they realize J.Storm's ready, they cut their losses immediately. But it's so easy for them to punish J.Storm, where it's these individual errors that lead to then these pickoffs and a complete loss of map control. And in this case, maybe even a tower, but again, Secret, they're playing smart. They get the kill, they're gonna back away, continue expanding their lead, and once again, pushing all 3 lanes.
Yeah. They got the time, right? Like, YapzOr's going in for... I've been waiting for the big team fight that we normally have with an Enigma. And like, Team Secret have denied it time and time again. But if YapzOr gets that Aghanim Scepter up, Team Secret are just enabled massively. There's a reason why this guy is respected on his Rubik.
You just gotta be your favorite meta. You just want to yell black hole loudly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I want to see 2 black holes at the same time, please. Like this... or back to back. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm maybe not so much of a fan of the Arc Warden and Terrorblade.
You might get it soon because we've got both teams smoked, and we might have our first actual clash coming up soon.
Yeah, Observer and Sentry from J.Storm a little bit further back. They're going to find the first target. This is Rubik, but he's just tanking through it. He's got the Gill Scepter up as well. He bought so much time. YapzOr will finally die, but Enigma was the cost. I get nothing of what I want. And neither did these teams. They're all backing out. They're all just running away. Oh,
your favorite heroes are made of wet origami at the moment, because Enigma died to a TB illusion in the lasso, and Rubik, I mean, the moment you're stunned in that position, you're going down 100%. Moo's hunting though, he won't find anybody, because once again, look at the wording from Secret. They not only they trade, sure, but they establish dominance in this area of the map, and Roach is going to respawn in 1 minute 50 seconds. And they need to find kills on these wards positioning. You can't invade the pit against J.Storm, but if you find a pickoff as they approach, it's different.
He's so close. Does Moo want to go for him? Here comes the Storm Bomb. Poppy won't get caught by this. We'll let the Avalanche fly forward. So Moo, now with a kick, he'll connect over on 2, but Zai went invis. He had the rune available, and the rolling ball of YapzOr grabbing Millen mid-roll. And they want to go for more. Puppey with a blink dagger. The Hex is up for Brawl. They weren't ready for that one. Puppey now underneath the tombstone. Are they going to have to fight this one? They get rid of the tombstone. March actually soul ripped himself to try and survive a little bit longer, but the death tombstone will arrive. Another thing just to be farmed up. More money for Team Secret. And 2 heroes down for J.Storm as Roshan is spawned. He's still a minute away, so they don't have the window to crack Roshan, but they'll crack him in tier 2.
And there's a Hex finished on Brial, but when you don't get the initiation, that item is dead gold. And something to note, they lost the gem in that last engagement. No longer does J.Storm have that true sight. And when you're playing against 2 Shadow Blade, or 1 Shadow Blade, whoa.
Puppey tried to stop Brawl from taking the tier 2 tower on bottom lane, and then he realized just that, well, that's an Arc Warden and you're a tiny. You're a support tiny too.
Just so hard. Zai now, bots, Blink Force, and the gem, which means Secret's going to be able to control vision and capitalize. Batrider is one of those heroes. He doesn't provide much vision for his team, but he loves utilizing it. So if they have the ward advantage, it's so easy for him to find pickoffs. And you got to keep in mind, J.Storm, your only real catch is a Blink Sven and the Earth Spirit.
Moo's looking for it. But he's being attacked underneath Observer and sentries from Team Secret. It's just the illusion of Nisha. But Zai is cleaning off the tree line around Roshan. Grabbing any rune he can. Illusion runes make this even more difficult, as he can just scout out everywhere of J.Storm. And J.Storm did not find the Observer Ward. It's inside the lane on the top. That's what actually saw the initial gank that was being attempted by Moo, but he Shadowbladed underneath that Observer Ward.
And this is the problem with TB. Nisha is so good about utilizing his illusions. He has 1 mid that pushed the wave all the way to the tier 3 as they now make a big smoke move towards it. He's got 1 bottom as well. So again, so much pressure on the map from Secret at all times.
Lina, he Dragon Slaved up the hill, attacks the conversions. So now they'll 4-man smoke themselves. Braille is not included in that, and it's just an illusion of the Batrider that sees the TP out from the Arc Warden, and they look towards Roshan. There's 1 set of Basher inside, but there's your blink forward. They get the control, they get the lockdown. No way to hide inside that Shadow Blade with that stolen gem on Zai. And they're coming for Roshan. But they're here. The 5x available for the Arc Warden. Are they really going to look to fight this one? Here comes Moo jumping in. Hacksaw! Woo! Goodbye.
But Nisha, again, so good with the illusions. Kills the tombstone.
They're waiting to jump in once again. Enigma's waiting for his own jumper. March just evaporates. And J.Storm, they know they do not want to start this one up. If Team Secret want to start Roshan, that's fine by them.
And you can see a bit of the inexperience there from Brial. Thinking a Shadow Blade is enough to save him, man. You know Bat has a gem. He walked straight into the waiting arms of Secret, who played where you'll see every elite tier team play when Roche is an objective and you're on Dire.
Oh, jump out, Melon. He was trying to go for the Arfu, but no Thief for the night this time around. They are going to completely retreat back to their base and hope for their big wombo combo to try and save their tier 3s and use racks.
And as expected, 35 minutes or so, Secret starts to blow the game open. Now they get the BKB up on Nisha, soon to have a Scotty. Like, this is the game that they've wanted to play this entire time. They've itemized for this portion of the game for that 1 fight into a Roche, and all of a sudden, they're the ones with the big lead.
But Moo does have his BKB, so he finally completed that item too. Rev actually moved off the Greaves he was going to buy and bought BT so he can jump around this map a little bit more freely.
Sven's talents are so underwhelming, man. 8 strength into 30 move speed.
Hey, -6 on the Meteor Hammer. Puppey, well, we've seen this situation before. Brial just wants to continue the kill, but Puppey just defensive Yule Scepter and blink away. So difficult to get that instant lockdown when both Puppey as well as Yapsor have these Yule Scepters. Zai's on the hunt once more. He's got an Invis rune to work with. Observer and Sentry is up on the hill, and J.Storm are trying to wait underneath it, so Moo looking for the good jump in. They're able to get the tombstone off Stormball, onto the Batrider, but then again, the damage on Nisha is so heavy on the building, they're rolling Boulder himself away, but with the tombstone now, Brial starts opening up, and the clean from Moo! It's gonna be there! They'll get through the Terrorblade, so say goodbye to his Aegis Immortal, but that does give him a secondary life. The kick is perfect from Millen, giving them time to clean up mid one on the northern side of this fight, and then follow up into Zai. and they're looking for even more. Nisha and Poppy together. Millen jumping forward, able to get the double stun out. They got another decay, another lockdown, and they've got the stuns out once more. Nisha can't get away. Yep, with the thunder, he'll have the extra life. No need to get away when you can just stand and fight. A triple kill for this Terrorblade. Ryle is very uncertain if he wants to have this fight, but he turned around and attacked. He doesn't have the extra health. He'll have to buy back in, but Poppy trying to capitalize on the situation. Giving Nitra not only an ultra kill, but a full rampage. Where's the follow-up? It just ain't there. Rolling Boulder away. These buybacks were for naught. In fact, it was in the negative.
And the bounty runes are now going to be collected by Secret. Terrorblade!
Woo! If he didn't get that Sunder off, I don't know if we got replays yet, but I'd love to see that again in slow motion. But it's just...
They just didn't have the damage.
Yeah, where was the follow-up? Like, they blew it early, but then they came back in for the fight. They willingly went for that.
I'm so surprised they went for it, too, because they knew as soon as the
And they're going again. Millen caught in the bottom lane, pick him up, throw him around. Yapsor took the rolling ball, and Millen, there's no way he escapes from this, and Yapsor's got the interruption. That one was actually from Poppy. And Millen is now dead after. That's a dive back for him, so like 75 seconds on the sideline for that death.
On the bright side, Terrorblade can't buy any more items.
Okay.
As soon as he finishes his Hurricane Pike. It's a Moon Shard and then he's tapped out. But unfortunately, this is pretty much where the Secret lineup peaks, and you can just see the damage output of a TB. This is part of why this hero is so strong.
And they're already looking for it. Zai, Fire flying around the back. He's got the lasso available. Red tries to slow things down with a Midnight Pulse with a blink forward move. Does have the Storm Bolt, slows him down. They pick him up and throw him down, but Ferev, he just doesn't have the life to survive through this, even with the pipe. Even with the helm, he just cannot live through it all. The buyback is available. I think he'll actually have to commit it if Team Secret want to force the issue. But now,
Ryle?
He's just walking out. Luckily, it's just a coin for him. It's just harassment. It's just trying to be a pain in the butt.
That's a long cooldown, though.
It is.
Burn. I think
He's got 21 seconds left on it now.
That is available if they want to. No tomb.
Only keep it up for a little bit. Storm bolting, soul ripping. But they've lost it. March continuously stealing the life away from Nietzsche, but he's got 2.8k left still. And the jump forward. The gem was on the deck, and it was a trap. Poppy, he was going to get stunned up for control. He's dying. He evaporated out. Moon looking for his fight, but Nisha, the Terrorblade. This is why he's in the meta. He is not a beast. He's a demon.
I don't know how you kill Nisha anymore.
We're back to game one, right?
Yeah, he started 0-2-1. He's currently 12-2-6. You give Nisha a free game, he will happily hold that for you and cash his check for the win. I'm just such a clean game from Secret. I mean, yeah, it looked a little scary for them, but they never really lost their idea. Their game plan is pretty solid. You can see it in action. Level 25 TP. What do you do now, folks?
Well, what you do now is hit a perfect black hole and has Ven buy back, and that's what exactly they're looking for. Where's your jump in? Millen able to get the stun over on Terrorblade. Exit the backside, so Zai can't get that extra control they're looking for. Not to mention Silence up, locked in. They have enough control, but with this under, Nisha gets a lot more life to just start his retreat, and they need to find the kills, but Secret, they're so quick to cut their losses and get the hell out.
And Nisha, I love the itemization. The Butterfly plus the Sanjin Yasha. He's at 497 base move speed. How do you catch him with the lack of stuns? J.Storm, like you saw, they have the Hex and then the blink in from Sven, but it's just not enough to kill Nisha anymore. And every 5 seconds, he's gonna have a Sunder available. I don't know how you kill him. And yeah, we have an Enigma. Have we seen a critical black hole yet?
No.
And why does he have bots?
He was going to go for the Greaves. I think maybe J.Storm believed this was going to turn into a long split push game, and they needed the Enigma to be able to just side lane push. I don't know. I'm given some options. That's all.
The problem is no one itemized for team fighting. Mu went for his own game. You know, the Mask, the Shadow Blade, Blink BKB. If Enigma doesn't go for Greaves, like there's no armor items picked up. Look at the side of Secret, like. They're winning the war now because their physical damage output is crazy, and it doesn't have any necessity to have reach. A Sven, part of the reason you're not picked, you're a melee carry. You get kited, you need Blink to get on top of heroes, 1 Force Staff, and Secret have 3. Just, you can't do damage anymore. Oh, they only have 1. It's just that Zai's great. No, they have 2. I thought for sure one of the supports would, but You know, Yapsor isn't buying any team item. Blink kills Ags. This is why he loves Rubik.
He doesn't play any other way, but at the same time, like, why do you want him to? With Ag still on the fights, Yapsor controls so much as long as he can survive, and maybe that's the other issue for J.Storm. We're seeing Mu prioritize just killing off that Rubik at the beginning of every single fight. Like, you just don't want this guy there. And then they start chasing down other people. But Secret, they back up when they lose Zai. So maybe that's the different target switch they have to look towards.
And we've been talking a lot about Nisha, but I feel like something that's underreported is how the Secret supports always influence the game. When it gets this late, just look at their net worths. They're real heroes. They have impact. They've got core items up.
Yep.
Whereas,
that rider's the lowest net worth on Team Secret.
You look at the Undying and the Earth Spirit, all they provide to their team is like a blink and an urn.
That damage is real nice, and not nice enough. Zai able to just four-staff himself away to safety, and that's the clone of Bryle. You see just how much paper Batrider is as long as they can get that first catch and they're coming in. They jump, there's your bolt, and it won't actually connect. He's just so fast on the BKB, and he just turns the damage into infrared. The falls out, but no, he's been died. Yapsor steals it perfectly. Needs you with a triple kill. He opens up a gaping black hole in J.Storm, and that is GG well played. 2-0 for Team Secret. That is a good start to their campaign here in KL.
Just like Mal predicted. Well done to those guys as well. I commend J.Storm for their performance. I think if they don't crush the lanes and rotate as well as they do, that game ends much faster. But props to Secret. They understood their game plan. They itemized for their win condition, which was just about when they closed it out. And you finally got your double black hole. And
I got it. I know the first one was pretty short, but we relied on Yapsor to get there at the right time. But like for me, like I want to give at least some props to J.Storm or Millen. Like you talk about like his early rotations. He still got 21 assists at the end of that game. They put up a fight. They gave us a close game. It wasn't just a 2-0. It was actually a proper game, so props to them, but it's still 2-0 to Secret.
Indeed it is.